Petite Pet Portraits with the Artist Algernon.
Good morning, people. Welcome to Petite Pet Portraits. It is I, the Artist Algernon, but you can call me Derrick. In the background, drinking water is Miss Maybelline. I'm sure she'll be with us shortly. Anyhow, today we're going to paint Callie, a beautiful Pitbull owned by a buddy of mine. And I'm very excited to get going on this. All right, let's get to it, gang.
Instead of being super self-indulgent and talking about the quote-unquote process that I go through, I'm going to spare you all that self-aggrandizing, look at me, I'm an artist bull. And I'm going to tell you, I almost didn't put this video out. My phone ran out of storage. I had to do a factory reset, like completely wiping the phone top to bottom. And I'm not a tech guy, and I got a lot of anxiety about losing all of the data because it held like 5 or 6 different paintings on it, so which are potential episodes. Anyhow, enough of that garbage. How funny is the face the dog has right there? That made me laugh. I almost didn't want to continue painting with it, but I got to about here before I had to stop.
All right, we got to a very good stopping point. We're moving very fast on this painting. Come to life very quick. There's a lot of green in the photograph, so I wore this very green shirt for yous. But I'm at a point where I gotta take her out for a walk. You can, if you see the first few episodes, you can see the pattern that's formed around these videos. Anyhow, I can't waste any more time. It's almost Christmas, and I'm doing a lot of paintings every day. And I just wrote and illustrated, top to bottom, a children's coloring book. More on that some other time. Anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here. When I'm back, we will go back, we'll move even further into this journey, painting the wonderful Calie.
Now again, we lost some footage, so there's a little bit of an in-between stage that you're not going to get to see. But what you can see is how fast I moved on this painting. Of course, not that fast, the whole time-lapse thing. That, you know, that's something, but as I was roughing this in, this was just such an interesting painting to paint because of how much green was in it. And there's got to be like 100 different shades of green in this, and different, you know, tints. Everything from like aquamarine to chartreuse to these kind of like rust and orange colors that you would see in the inaugural episode when I painted Gunner. Again, another Pitbull. But anyhow, there was a lot of anxiety about painting those spikes for the first minute or so. They took maybe like 15 minutes total. And zero clue why that would happen, but once I got in there and started doing it, I even had to paint over. There was like 5 or 6 of them. I realized I'd screwed up, and I just went in and covered it up, started over again. That happens to me sometimes. I don't know how many of you out there actually paint. If you do, feel free to chime in about that. I used to not want to have to do anything over again. 2 years later, I'd realized that's like such a huge part of it is just going over everything 2-3 times. Sometimes I can chalk that up to laziness, but most times it's more like wanting to know that you got it right the first time. And there's an egotistical thing that in me I go, well, yeah, how could I have ever done anything wrong, And just got to admit it. You get smash that ego, playa, and just get back in there. Do it over again. Don't be an idiot. Get it done. I can thank my father for that attitude, for better or for worse, depending on who you're talking to, and in what regards. But I have to say, I really do enjoy I really enjoy what I do, this work here, if you could even call it that. So, I don't know. I have fun going and going back in and painting. But anyhow, at this point in the painting, it was a lot of color correction more than anything. The proportions were already there, and you'll see the highlights and all that stuff. They really sell this thing, Anyhow, I think we're in good shape at this point. Quick addendum to what I had spoke about previously in regards of going back over stuff. The sun moved, and I had to change a lot, but I made a better painting, so there. Oh, look at that buddy. That's a great dog. You can see. You can tell. That is just a gorgeous dog. Just got one last thing to add, and this is completely done. And I'm very excited about this. In a situation like this, I'm actually just going to wipe what's off of the brush, which also makes the point of it the tiniest bit thinner. I'm going to what I'm trying to do here is to just feather this, the tiny little bit of paint that I put on there just has to get feathered in. I don't know if you can see how much of a difference it made. It certainly makes one here. But I'm very excited about this. This painting was kind of challenging. I was given two pictures from which to work. There's one that I knew was a slam dunk. It was going to be like 100% just easy to do because it's just reproducing a photo. And I actually chose to do the one that was more difficult to paint, and I chose it on purpose because I need to challenge myself sometimes. And if you at home are a painter, you need to be doing the same. And that's really good coffee. And it was worth it because A, great painting came out of it. B, the photo was great. There wasn't a ton of detail. So I had to use artistic license, which if you're a realistic painter like myself, a lot of that has to go away when you're working with a smaller picture. So I just kind of had to rely on looking at that photo and seeing the honesty in that dog's face. Beautiful dog. Callie's a beautiful dog. And I just kind of looked at her and was like, all right, these are the attributes of her physically. Now you kind of have to get into the psyche of the dog and see if you can, play up on the personality. And the personality is it's in the eyes always. They always tell the story. But then a lot of the kind of like subplot is in the face, like the mouth. And hopefully I captured it as good as I feel I did. Yeah, damn, that's really good. Anyhow, enough of my jibber jabber. It was about making a great painting,
It wasn't about reproducing a great photograph. It's about making a great painting. At the end of the day, that's what you're shooting for, you know. And I'm very, very excited that I did that, and I'm excited to see the reaction, because this is for a buddy of mine who I just met, who grew up on the West Coast, not too far from where I once called home, in the greater Los Angeles area. So I'm super stoked to see that reaction. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for you. Hold on a second. I didn't want you to go an episode without a visit from my lovely co-host, Miss Maybelline. She's tired. We went for a really, really, really long walk today. So I'm gonna let her get some sleep. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee and start another painting so that... Whoa, no! So that we can do another episode for next week of Petite Pet Portraits. Till then, cheers to another great painting. That was really good.